We gotta get you guys in there. All right. Your face looks like this is my wife and I in a cold plunge at our house. Converted a horse trough into a cold plunge via water and ice, like 10 bags of ice. So following that, hashtag cold plunge. So cold plunge, is this a viral trend or is this something that we should actually listen to? There are many celebrities like Joe Rogan. There's a few scientists and doctors such as Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Andrew Huberman, and Peter Attia. They all talk about the benefits of cold plunge as well. So what we're getting to here is 11 minutes total for the entire week of deliberate cold water immersion. We want to get into the cold plunge up to our neck and have our entire body in. So as a society, a few of the problems that we face are anxiety, obesity, and inflammation. So inflammation can come in many forms. I often deal with inflammation when it comes to working out. I have issues, muscle soreness. Cold plunge is something that directly alleviates the inflammation. So I can take you guys back to a guy's trip to Colorado that I had with a couple of my friends, and we were hiking. We're 10,000 feet up, and we had been hiking for hours, just straight up elevation, and my knees were on fire, and I was just miserable. And when we got to the top of this hike called the Three Lakes, there was just snow runoff lake, and it was so cold. I got into it up to my knees, and it immediately alleviated the knee pain that I had. So I'm a believer, it does take care of inflammation without a doubt. Anxiety is what we talked about. So this helps reduce anxiety by elevating your mood. So the release of dopamine and norepinephrine and epinephrine is a response that your body gives to deliberate cold exposure. It improves your resilience, right? Your grittiness, your will to get through something that's difficult, so you fight through this kind of terrible part in order to get the benefits of the cold plunge afterwards. And so there's been studies that show that the dopamine release, you have this positive release for up to a couple of hours after the cold exposure, which elevates your mood, and you feel better, you have more focus and drive. As far as energy, you do feel refreshed after a cold plunge. You have those cold shock proteins that are released. And as far as cold shock proteins go, cold shock proteins, they release and increase what we call the brown fat as opposed to the white fat. The white fat is like the storage fat that we all carry. The brown fat converts those white fat cells to brown fat cells, which is an increase in metabolism. Those brown fat cells have a higher metabolic rate. Ways to cold plunge at home. So the ways that you start this is just taking a cold shower. When you get used to that, you can get into the cold plunge, or you can start by doing the face cold plunge. You can submerge your face into a bowl of cold water. You're looking at 40 to 45 degrees because you want to get the surface temperature of your face roughly 50 to 55 degrees. And that triggers that vagus nerve, which is tied into the rest of your nervous system, and you get that same response. So you don't have to submerge your entire body. So I want you to picture your typical morning. You're tired. You are dragging through the house, trying to get to carafe of coffee so that you can get your day started and you're just exhausted. That's my typical morning. However, when I implement cold plunge in the morning, I wake up in the morning and before I can even think twice about it, I just go straight to the ice bath. And that just immediately revives me and wakes me up. Sometimes I don't even feel the need for coffee. However, I enjoy coffee, so I still partake. So the call to action is just like try a simple change. You know, you can go get a horse trough like we have, or you can try the cold bowl of water. There's online how-tos of do-it-yourself cold plunges as well. So there's nothing to lose by trying the cold plunge.